Shut up, Simon.
Hello. Peace and black power to all my beautiful people. How y'all doing? We are back a little late this week, but it's all good. Shut up, Simon, episode 10. Woo! Let's clap it up, bro. We 10 episodes deep up in this bitch. Actually, okay, bet. I'm gonna just go ahead and start recording before I fuck anything else up. Welcome back, y'all. This is episode 10. We up in this bitch a little later than we are usually every other week. But like the light-skinned Lord Audrey Graham said, better late than never. It's fair to add that he also included right after that, but never late is better. But we always just trying to do better, bro. So either way it go, we out here. Episode 10. We made it. We made it, y'all. 10 episodes deep. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. That means for 10 straight weeks, bro. 10 straight weeks I've been bringing that fire. Let me get my shit together. Maybe I'll boost it up to doing it every day. Every 2 days a week. I don't know. But that means, yeah, for 10 straight weeks I've been bringing y'all that fire. And when I first started this podcast, I read somewhere or I heard somewhere that 10 was the magic number. Like, you know how it takes 21 days to develop a habit. You do something for 21 days, you won't even have to think about that shit no more. Well, I don't know if I had read it, if I had heard it, but they said that if you make it to 10 episodes on the podcast, then you might just get over that hump of just like being distracted, not feeling like you want to do it, second guessing and doubting this shit. And they lied, bro, because I'm 10 episodes deep, and every single time I do an episode, it's always the same shit. The doubts, the uncertainty, the confusion on just how to work shit. But so maybe episode 11 is when that shit all clicks, bro. I don't fucking know, but we 10 deep, bro. And even if it's only 80 y'all that listen to all 10 episodes, bro, I'm thankful for every single ear. Whether you got one or whether you got two. Thankful for the ears, not the people. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really know what y'all be on. I don't really want to know. I just like the support. So lend me your ears. I forgot what cracker said that, but one of them colonizers once said, lend me your ears. Maybe it was a good one with some glasses on. Anywho, yeah, bro, I'm not really tripping on if it's a whole lot of people listening to this podcast. I mean, yes, I wish, everybody would listen. There's some valuable shit being dropped here. But if it's only 8 people listening to all 10 episodes, I'm thankful. Either way it goes, for me personally, it's practice for me to get my jokes off, talk my shit, mix and master some audio. You know what I mean? I mean, let's just be real. I'm not mixing or mastering any audio. I hit record, and then, if I say some stupid shit, then I'll cut it out. I'll just edit it out. But as far as just like mixing and mastering and all that extra shit, it sounds good when people think that's what you do. So y'all can think all y'all want. Let's see. Updates and announcements. Time to go to church. All right. Announcements. I am about to start back doing the live shows. I can't disclose the location just yet because they're not going to be like public shits like how I used to do, free and just open to the public. It can't be like that because of the Rona. So if you are interested, it's about to be 2 a month every other Friday, with the first one being this Friday, July the 10th. Can't give y'all the location, but if you want it, hit me up. If you listen and you want to come to the show, I don't really believe that many people are listening just yet. So if you happen to be listening, you want to pull up at the show, hit me up, let me know. Or low key, bro, I may just drop that hoe on some secret scavenger hunt shit in the podcast, so whoever listened this week, they can pull up at the show and I won't even trip. But at the same time, I gotta make that shit safe and corona free for my comedians. Okay, so we bringing back the live shows because I just gotta get my jokes off, bruh. I'm gonna start going crazy if I don't start telling jokes to people that want to hear my jokes. I tell jokes all damn day to everybody I'm around, but they over my shit at this point. I used to be real sick with the shit. I used to kind of just be able to just ease in a little joke, even if it had nothing to do with whatever we was talking about. I was always able to just ease it in and see what the reaction is, see if people fucked with it. Got a little laugh or something, if it had some traction, some legs. But shit, it's been 3 months in quarantine, 4 months almost, and my homies, they already know what's up. As soon as I switch the subject or say some, you know what I'm saying, low-key irrelevant or just like a really stupid opinion or take on something that we weren't even talking about, niggas know what I'm on. They just know what the hell I'm on. I can't even. So now, even if I just try to be straight up with it, hey man, I got this bit. These niggas, they not with it, bro. They like, oh my God, this nigga think he Dave Chappelle. Sam, shut up, bro. We get it. We get it. We get it. They not trying to hear none of my shit. But it's all good, bro. Fuck them niggas. That's why I got to start doing the shows again. So I'm real excited about that. If you're a comedian, you want to pull up, get some time, let me know. If you just want to know where it's at so you can pull up and watch, let me know. What else we got? Other than that, shit, it's summertime. Summertime mean it's money time. And by that I mean this is just when you gotta be hustling, stacking your bread up, because we all know as animals, bro, we gotta be nice and fat and thick for the winter. And by nice, fat, and thick, I'm talking about the pockets. Okay. I have currently just been kind of stacking my bread, getting extra bread, trying to do what I can to be financially stable. Because before this, y'all, bro, I was just some nigga out here like, look, if I got it, I got it. If I don't, I don't. And for a long time, I justified just living like that. And now I'm getting a little bit of bread. A little bit. Don't nobody get crazy. I mean, I'm just thankful I'm just working during this whole corona shit. But I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, put my shit away, stack some bread. Yeah, so this winter, when the election time starts, I can just really get the fuck out the country, because I know that shit is gonna be ugly. But we ain't talking about that right now. We are talking about the beautiful and the pretty. And beautifully and prettily, I got a camping trip coming up. I'm going on some real deal camping trip with my girl and our homies and shit. We ain't even gonna speak too much on it. Just know I'm real excited. You know what I mean? Tent, sleeping outside, on the ground, in nature, with the animals, barefoot, naked, afraid, the whole nine. We doing it. Hype about that shit. I'm gonna let y'all niggas know how that shit go. You feel me? We about to be in that shit, eating shrooms, getting real indigenous and shit. You feel me? So, bruh, I can't wait to tell y'all how that shit go, for real.
Shut up, Simon!
What else? Another news that does not concern y'all. I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna go. Like I said, this fall and winter, bro, because the way shit is right now, bro, I already know that they only gonna start getting crazier and crazier the closer the election gets. Like, we think shit crazy now, bro. Just wait. Joe, wait on it. We've been saying that. Joe, wait on it, bro. But let's see. What else do I got for y'all? I ain't really got shit, bro. And like most occasions, the shit I want to get into the shit I want to get into today doesn't really have much of a segue into it. Again, I'm trying to work on the segues, but I guess I could start with how the whole shit came about, bro. So as of late, bro, I know y'all like me and my homies have just been talking, bro, about everything going on. Every time you get together, you goddamn trying to solve the world's problems. Even with your dumbass homies, bro. Every time I pull up, because no matter who the conversation is with, it's always, okay, this is what's going on with this. Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? What we gonna do about this? And especially even with my niggas, bro, we can't even talk sports no more. So now the conversations just go straight to how we can solve the world's problems, which ain't a bad thing. But ultimately, they're just consuming every conversation that I've had, and they're becoming a little bit redundant, and not even so much redundant, but they're not solution oriented more though than they're just identifying all the problems that we have, which anybody knows the first step to a solution is identifying a problem. So I'm not trying to say that we don't need to identify the problems or we don't need to have the conversations around identifying the problems. I just think that eventually we will have to start to move into conversations that cater to remedies and what we're going to do about shit. What I'm talking about today low-key has nothing to do with that shit, but it all started with this. Okay, so the conversations are good. We putting forth a lot of energy, a lot of communication into identifying the world's problems. But I just know from personal experience, talking to my homies within my groups, within my friend circles, and again, bro, I don't know what y'all supposed to be talking about out there. I'm just speaking on my personal experience. I feel as though we share a very universal experience in many regards, even if the perspective is different on a lot of shit. So when I say all this, I'm only saying this shit because I feel like, all right, some other people probably dealing with the same shit or just experiencing the same shit at this very moment. Boom. Having all these conversations, the tough conversations, okay? The ones that, we go on social media and it's like, oh, these tough conversations are necessary. And I agree. These tough conversations are necessary. And they're not tough, I'm finding out, because they're emotionally draining on the human spirit. They're not tough because they're just hard to talk about, bro. They're tough because they're fucking just no answer to it. There's no end. There's no answer to all of this shit. We're just digging and digging into a deeper and deeper hole every time we have these conversations. Me and my homies. So I'm only saying this right now to again try to figure out and vote and voice a way that me and my niggas and y'all, bro, y'all homies can try to find some sort of different approach to these conversations that we have. So I've said that, for 15 minutes right at this point. So let me let me move on. I noticed though. So let me see how I can put this shit. So we having the tough conversations. We digging deeper. What I'm noticing though, and what was scaring me the other day, because this was my first attitude towards it when I noticed it, I was just thinking, like, as much as we having all these conversations, and as good as these conversations are, and as much that seems to be coming out of them, I mean, when I say as much that is coming out of them, I'm really only talking about thought and more communication. What I'm getting at, bro, it was what scared me, because I don't even know how to bring up this shit, bro. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say today is that we're moving into a space where the digital world and the actual physical world are the lines are becoming very blurred, too blurred. There was once upon a time when you could be when people were on the internet, fake names, fucking Bugs Bunny with a grill as your profile picture and shit, and like you just were on the internet to fuck around. The internet was kind of like this place where it was like fantasy land. It was like you just go there, you meet people you don't even really know in real life and shit. You just talk shit, you exchange ideas. Shit's cool. MySpace came out, Bebo, all this fucking social media shit where all it was just kind of you just building this online persona, building the online persona, which was kept not so much in secret, but you just did it in your spare time. Some people were obsessed over that shit. But this was the early days of the internet. Not everything was on the internet. Not every day there was some sort of video or photo or some shit that was going viral. This was before anything of viral. Before anything went viral. This is just like when the internet was going on and nothing went viral. This is when the digital space and the actual physical space, like this world that we live in, this table, this microphone, this goddamn, the people that we see and speak to and shit, the two existed very, very much separately. So like, I would go to school, shit would be what it was at school, and then I would go home, get on the computer for a little bit, be on the internet, just fucking around, playing a lot of just games and shit on the internet. And then when I was interacting with others, it was just stupid shit. Just like nothing of any substance. You know what I'm saying? And we move forward now, and everything on the internet is becoming and shaping the actual world that we live in. And it's becoming really scary. It's becoming really scary, but at the same time, it is it's progressive. It is changing things. I mean, for the good and for the bad. Things get better, things get worse. But my main point is that it seems as though things that get better or worse aren't determined by what happens in real life, but more so what happens in the digital space. And I just am trying to get the point across today that, bro, we can really understand that both of these shits exist, but really just being completely aware that both of these worlds exist. We can participate actively in both of these worlds, but they both have different set of rules, different levels of operation, and we can't begin to blend the two. Case in point. Examples. Okay, so we've seen a whole bunch of crackers getting fired because of what they post on the internet. Truth be told, they're not getting fired because of what they're doing and what they're saying. They're not getting fired because they're racist. They're not getting fired because they're sexist, but they're not getting fired because they're prejudiced. They're getting fired because their views and ideas are now on a public platform in a digital space, and it is on record also in this same space that this person works for said company. So now this person in their thoughts and ideologies aren't only representing themselves as they should, but now they represent the company that they work for. And once upon a time, bro, unless you're a fucking sicko creep, fucking pedo or violent murderer or some shit like that, bro, like your views on shit, your social and political views didn't really matter as much, where you worked. You had people at your job that you probably talked that shit with, and then people at your job who you didn't. People at your job who you put on to believe you were this way, you were the other way. Or even at school, bro. At school, it was the same shit. Now, it's just on some shit where if the shit is online and it's found out that I work for, or somebody works for a particular company, that company now has to respond with whatever they want to respond to deemed appropriate or acceptable by the digital space. Because that's all who knows. And yes, the people in the digital space make up the people in the actual fucking real world and shit. But what's happening in one is affecting the other and not vice versa. Like what's happening in the digital space has such a huge effect on what happens in the actual space, but what happens in the actual space doesn't have the same effect in the digital space. And it seems as though now that the digital space is holding more weight than the actual physical fucking real world that we're living in, and that is stupid. It's stupid. People are getting fired not because they're doing shit in real life, bro. These people probably do shit like that stupid, dumb, racist bullshit every day. But the moment that it's caught on video and put up in the digital space, that shit now deserves consequence. And I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. The words become more visible. A lot of shit is more transparent. But we have to understand that this shit is working in a bunch of other ways other than going viral and shit. And just like what consequences come from things in the digital space. Another example, bruh. People can literally be on the internet, not do a fucking thing in real life, and become world renowned, world famous. You don't have to do shit now in the actual physical world. You don't have to do anything. But if you exist in the digital space and enough people know you and you've created enough content and you just kind of, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. I mean, just, you know, become that. You will be just as much of a prominent figure as any fucking renowned celebrity or organizer or leader was 20, 30 years ago. If not more. If not more, bro. People online amass followings that people in real life would only dream about. And even when you have those followings on the damn in the digital space, even when you have 3 million followers, when only 300 people show up in the actual real world, what means more? I know we would love to say that it means more who actually showed up in real life, but truth be told, bruh, no one wants to emphasize 300 when they can emphasize 3 million. Nobody wants to be like, well, yeah, 300 people pulled up for me, when they can say, well, 3 million people saw my shit online. I really ain't even got no jokes in this shit, more so than I'm just bringing up the goddamn points and shit. So, like, right now you can become famous in the digital space, which will make you famous in the actual space for doing nothing but doing shit in the digital space. On the flip, though, consequences are coming about of things happening in real life as well as the digital space, but only because they exist in the digital space. We only turn up about shit when we find out that it's happening. The only way we find that out is when it now exists in the digital space. So both of these things exist at the same time. My only thing is we have to be aware of this. We have to understand, okay, the digital space does exist at the same time too, but we cannot allow that. I mean, or we should not. I can't say we cannot do whatever because I don't even fucking know. But we shouldn't goddamn allow the digital space to hold more weight than the physical space. All good is good. All the good that goes down in the world every single day, all of the compassion, the empathy, the fucking love, and all this shit that is shared and exchanged between humans on a daily basis is only negated when the masses see the bullshit in the digital space. After that, it means nothing. After that, all the good fucking means nothing because the bad in the digital space is so brutal and so evil. And not even that, but because the digital space holds so much fucking weight. The digital space is the only space that matters right now, bro. We got to rethink that shit, bro. We got to understand that the two exist simultaneously, yes. But we have to understand which one holds more weight, which one we going to focus on, which one we going to dedicate our time and our attention to, as well as which one will we allow to affect our immediate emotional and mental state. But I mean, I don't know. We just can't just give everything that is happening all the time of day. And with the digital space, we know all that's happening all the time in the physical and digital space, bro. It's just so weird. Niggas will stop what they doing to watch a video on the internet. Interesting video. Could be an interesting video. Maybe it's stupid. Could be interesting. Could be funny. Maybe it's dumb. But we'll stop and watch that whole video before they stop and watch somebody doing the same thing in the street in real life. If someone's recording something in real life, we'll stop and watch because we want to know, what are they recording? What are they capturing right now that is deemed to put into the digital space? But if nobody's recording shit, then we don't even stop and pay attention, or we start recording ourselves to then share in the digital space because we know that the validation in the digital space means the world versus whoever gives a fuck in real life. Truth be told. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just talking some shit, bro. I'm just talking shit. This is just an observation that I made. It could not have made any sense what the fuck I've been saying this whole show. But hopefully it did, bro. Hopefully y'all motherfuckers will know it, get it, know what I'm saying, get what I'm saying. If you fucking don't agree, then hit me up, bro. Let me know if I'm tripping. If you want to poke holes in my shit, please, by any means, poke all the holes, bro. In conclusion, bro, I just want us to understand that we have to prioritize one world over the other. And I'm not telling you what to do, but personally, I feel like we must begin or just go back to prioritizing the actual world, the actual physical world that we living in, and not give so much energy and time and focus to the content that exists in the digital space. Because, like, yes, shit is happening, and this content in this digital space is a projector for what is happening in the actual space. But it is all skewed. It is all biased. It is all presented from a lens that isn't yours, isn't mine, isn't ours. It's someone else's. It's someone else that I'm not saying isn't as credible as you, me, or them, or they, or whoever, but it's someone else's is all I'm saying. It's framed through the eyes of someone else. So with that, even if you're going to participate and consume all of this digital currency and shit, spend it wisely, bro. Know what you're doing with it. Know what you're doing with it. Don't just fall just so deep into the shit. And the same thing with actual life, bro. Don't get so caught up in what's just going on to the point where you can't or you're not paying attention to the actual life that's going on around you, bro. I guarantee y'all, bro, if you're going through some bullshit because of what you're experiencing in the digital space, if you just get out of that shit, go outside, exist in the actual world, you'll start feeling better, bro. Get your bitch ass outside. Put your bare ass feet on the ground. I guarantee you're going to start feeling good, bro. You're going to start feeling good. I ain't saying don't get on the internet. Do what you're going to do on the computer, bro. Do what you're going to do on the internet. Don't hurt nobody. Don't do shit you ain't supposed to be doing. But also understand, bro, it's a world going on outside of that shit. Okay? Bro, I love y'all, bro. Hit me up if you're trying to pull up to the show this Friday. Shit. That's all I got, bro. I know I said we got some guests coming up last week, and we do. I got a few interviews in the vault right now that I just need to edit and shit. But I realized that after doing the interviews, the editing process and all that extra shit is a little bit more time consuming than when it's just me and this bitch. So just wait on it. They gonna pull up. That's it, y'all. Shit, y'all know where to find me, bro. Simon, you funny on the gram. I love every single one of y'all. Okay, peace and love.
Shut up, Simon.